Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about BOGOs. Yes, indeed, tomorrow, the 15th of November, we're going to be having a BOGO week starting tomorrow, November 15th, and going all the way through Saturday. We're going to have a different BOGO every day. So what does that mean? Basically means obviously buy one, get one free. If you're purchasing one oil, you can get a second oil for free. But big tip, and for the last few years, doTERRA has been doing this. They actually have something called a BOGO box. BOGO box. And yes, I saved this box from a previous BOGO session. This is not the actual box, but I have refilled it with a couple of oils that we do know are going to be in here. The cool thing is that we know a couple of things about BOGO. We know the price of the entire box, and we know 5 of the essential oils. So I'm going to talk real quickly about what those 5 essential oils are, how you can get the best uses out of them, and what I'm thinking doTERRA is thinking about why these oils now. So we know that doTERRA is super smart, and usually they give us essential oils that have something to do with this season, or they have something to do with something that we're dealing with right now. So my guess is that many of the essential oils that they're giving us in the BOGO box are going to have something to do with metabolism. And let me tell you that the first 5 absolutely do, and I think you're going to love it. So let's talk a little bit about the cost first of the BOGO box. I think you're going to really like the cost. Number 1 is that it is, and I'm looking at my phone because I want to make sure. So, oh, it seems big. Let me see if I can put it back here. Wholesale price is $140 US, and yes, this is US BOGO, and the total value is $257 US. So that's going to be a savings of over $117 US. So if you were thinking of buying the BOGO box, now is the time to do it. The other thing is you are going to get BOGO box enrollment again. What does that mean? If you enroll somebody with a BOGO box, they are going to get their enrollment fee waived, which is really super cool. So the wholesale price is $140, so they will get their just pay for their BOGO box, and they can be enrolled immediately. So that's really cool. We didn't have that before, but we have it now. I want to encourage anybody who's thinking of enrolling here in the US, make the jump. Use your app, use your phone, and enroll as right away. So let's talk about the 4 oils that are in the BOGO box that have already been announced. I'm going to talk to them in the way I think is best. And you know that I'm always using a book. I'm not just inventing stuff from my head. I'm using the Essential Life book, which I absolutely love. It is a full color book, and we'll be posting it in the chat below in the notes. The other thing that I'm going to be using is their app. So I really love their products, and I'm super happy with them. Number 1 on the hit parade. So the doTERRA is offering us 2 right now. They're telling us that in the box they're going to be 2 singles and 3 blends, 2 singles and 3 blends. The first single is actually Cassia, and I hope you can see this. Yes, I think you can. What I love about Cassia is that it's a close cousin, at least in terms of smell, to cinnamon. It is in some of our bigger blends. Here's the things that we want to talk about with Cassia for this particular season. So as you can see, I've got a sweater on. It's nice and cold here. I'm going to roll up the sleeves a little bit because I'm talking so much and the lights are on and I'm getting a little bit hot. But cold extremities and poor circulation, wonderful. You can do a couple of things with it. You can apply it diluted to the soles of the feet. Cassia is one of those oils that does have a supplemental facts label on it. There you go. You can see that, which means you can take it in a capsule or in water. You want to remember that Cassia is warming. So if you apply it to the skin, it may actually feel a little bit warm. You want to make sure that if you're applying it to the skin, that you're diluting it with something like fractionated coconut oil. If you don't happen to have that at home, you can always use olive oil right out of your cabinet. It'll work just fine. Always use between 1 and 4 drops of any single essential oil, especially the first time that you're using it, whether you're applying it to the skin or taking it in water or taking it in a capsule. We don't want you to be taking large quantities of essential oils all at once. Really, there is no value, and the body can't absorb that much Now, the one caveat would be is if you were making a roller bottle for yourself and you were going to throw a whole bunch of things in there to make a big or diffuser blend, you're going to add extra quantity. But the idea is that you're not going to be using the entire roller bottle on your skin all at once, right? So sometimes when you see these recipes and they have larger quantities, it's because they're making either a whole bottle of roll-on or a whole spray. And this is something that you could be doing with these oils as well. So let's talk about cassia. It is a wonderful oil for digestive issues. It is a decongestant. It is also a detoxifier. It's an antiviral, so you want to keep that in mind. It is terrific for imbalanced blood sugar and ding, 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 insulin resistance. So if you're a person who's struggling with any of those oils, and I'm just reading this from the book, I didn't invent this, these are not my ideas, you would be taking it in a capsule before meals. The other thing we want to do with our cassia is use it to kind of rev up our metabolism. If you find that your metabolism is a little bit slow, in addition to taking your MetaPower products, you could be taking your cassia as well. Last but not least, you want to use it if you're thinking that you're having perhaps a problem with libido. Low libido is a very serious problem. You can be, and we're not applying it to the body, especially not our private parts, but we could be applying it to the soles of our feet. Taking it in a capsule, 1 drop a day, is a wonderful way to kind of get our metabolism running, get ourselves just feeling better about ourselves and our bodies. So that's what we want to do with our cassia. Our number one, our first, as I said, mentioned before, our first single is cassia. Second single is actually a super expensive oil, Roman chamomile. I hope you can see that too. Roman chamomile is also an edible essential oil. It is steam distilled from the flowers of the chamomile plant. Chamomile sort of looks like a daisy, if you will. And many of you are going to remember that kind of florally, herbally scent that from a cup of chamomile tea. This is the same product, folks, except it's in a much more concentrated form. Now, if you love chamomile tea, can you make one using chamomile or Roman chamomile essential oil? Yes, of course. But you want to make sure that you're giving it a good stir. Otherwise, that oil will just float right on the top and you might get a big gulp that you're not too happy with. So mix, mix, mix is always my trick. You can even put it in one of those like a coffee flask or a tea flask, and then give it a good shake, and that should disperse the oils in the water pretty well. Using the oils throughout the day is also a great way for you to get the oils into your system. Adding them into your diffuser is a great way for you to get the essential oils into your system. Roman chamomile is a wonderful oil for any sort of stress, shock, feelings of anxious feelings, or feelings of being extremely sad. This is a time of year where we honestly can feel very under a lot of pressure to do what's right or to do what other people are doing. I know sometimes when I get on social media and I see that people have already decorated their houses for the holidays, I think, really? I have hardly taken my Halloween decorations down, and people have their houses decorated for Christmas and all the winter holidays. So I'm taking a deep breath, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Use your Roman chamomile when you get it. If you order the box tomorrow, you'll be able to have it in 1 day, if you choose immediate shipping. If you decide to wait and get free shipping, you could have it by the following week. Either way, you're going to be using those oils within about 5 to 7 days. The other thing you want to think about using Roman chamomile for are feelings of anger or frustration. This can be a time of year where we are interacting with other people that we don't see very frequently. They can really trigger us. We may have issues of past traumas. We may have feelings of someone having done us wrong in the past, or even doing us wrong in the present. That's the time for us to crack out our Roman chamomile. Apply it on all your pulse points, behind your ear, on your wrists, maybe over your heart, on the soles of your feet. It is an expensive oil, but I'm going to encourage you. The rainy day has come and you want to make sure that you're cracking out your expensive oils and using them on yourself. Make yourself a cup of Roman chamomile tea every night and sip it gently as you're maybe watching your favorite shows or talking to your partner, whatever it is that you do in the evening. Add for the time being, while you have that bottle of a brand new Roman chamomile, add it into your water and see how wonderful it feels for you. Number 3 on the hit parade, and now I'm going to talk about our blends, and we have 3 blends that we know about so far, is actually Deep Blue. Deep Blue is a perennial favorite, and there we go. Can you see that? Yep. Yeah, I think you can. I actually love Deep Blue. One of the reasons I love it, there we go. I have my lights on now. One of the reasons I love Deep Blue is that it's terrific for muscle discomfort. So now, again, we get the tie-in back to our Meta Power. Many of you are starting exercise routines. You're doing things that you've never done before, or you haven't done in quite a while. You may be feeling achy. You may have pulled a muscle. You may have been feeling, wow, I kind of overdid it at the gym today or yesterday or whatever it was. I'm actually on my way to physical therapy a little bit after this. And sometimes the exercises are really hard and I walk out kind of like, thanks so much for the physical therapy. But I know it's really good for me. It is making me feel stronger. And that's one of the reasons why I keep continuing. So our Deep Blue, what does it do? It's going to help you in your new exercise routine. If you're not an exerciser, but you are a person who experiences muscle or joint discomfort from time to time, you can add it into your routine, applying it directly to the area of discomfort, whether that's your elbow or shoulder or knee or hip, whatever it is, whatever your area of discomfort is, that this is the essential oil blend for you. And as you may know, essential oils, Deep Blue does have a little bit of camphor in it. It also has peppermint, and those essential oils, those individual essential oils, are wonderful for relaxing our muscles, helping with tension, helping with stress, and also to reduce inflammation on a localized level. Blend, our 5 milliliter bottle is actually just plain essential oils with no fractionated coconut oil. To make this last a little bit longer, you can actually apply it neat if you need it fast, quick relief. But I would, again, dilute, basically sticking the essential oil right where you need it and making sure that you're getting kind of a long-lasting effect. I use my Deep Blue all the time. I use all the Deep Blue products, and we're going to be talking about that next week. We had to interrupt our regular scheduled program to bring you the BOGO box because I thought it was so important. I want to make sure that you're first online tomorrow to get your BOGO box. Okay, and then we've got our last 2 essential oils. One of them is an oldie but a goodie. My personal favorite are On Guard. I don't know if you can see that there. Yep, there we go. On Guard, you know what it has in it. We just love On Guard. Love it. Cinnamon, orange, just that I don't know, that scent that reminds me of, I don't know, my kids' childhood and coming home, and just a really good scent. I love On Guard. I use it all the time. This is a great way to replenish your supplies if you've run out lately. What does On Guard do for us? It's our protective blend. So we're talking about going into the winter months, or also being able to just see more people, right? We're going to see many more people probably this year than we've seen in the last 2 years. We're going to be in contact with people that we haven't had their germs before. I have to say, my mother right now is in rehab. You may have heard that. I'm going into basically a hospital type setting every single day. And I sometimes think to myself, what are the germs I'm coming in contact with here? So doing a lot of hand washing with my On Guard soap when I get home, using my On Guard protective hand sanitizing gel, I'm using my On Guard on my feet, just kind of rotating those On Guard products throughout the day on my body, because I really do want to stay healthy through the holiday season. And so far I've been feeling really good. So I'm assuming that's going to continue. You're going to get a bottle of On Guard right in this pack. You can also use the On Guard in the mouth, which is one of the things that I love to use it in. So if you're having any sort of mouth sores or mouth discomfort, the tongue, the mouth, it will support all of the buccal tissue. You can add a couple of drops right into water and then rinse and then spit. You don't have to worry about swallowing. This is not something that I would probably give to a child. They would not like the taste, I would assume, but anybody over about the age of 10 or 12, as long as they clearly understood that it was a cinnamon orange taste, could greatly benefit from swishing this in their mouth every day. The other thing I want to, good tip I want to give you is to leave your toothbrush, the bristles. You can use it for cleaning the bristles. You can put a few drops in a glass of water and leave your toothbrush in that water upside down. You can also add it to your toothpaste. So hopefully you're using your On Guard toothpaste, add an extra drop or two to your toothbrush directly. I like to clean the bristles of my brush. I'm replacing my brush head from time to time, of course. I have an electric toothbrush, and also it actually tells me, gee, you need a new brush head now, which is a great reminder. But if you've had any sort of sore throats or mouth issues or any sort of colds or any other sort of viral issues that have been plaguing you, now's a good time to first, if you don't happen to have another toothbrush in the house or can't run out and get one, clean those bristles and then go outside, go and get yourself a new toothbrush or a new brush head. You want to also use the On Guard to support your immune system throughout the year. You can vary it or alternate it with other things, but On Guard, I can't say enough good things about it. I just love it. It's my favorite one. Last but not least, and here's this is the super cool one that I just love. Fifth oil and last blend, third blend in the BOGO box that we know so far, because we know there's going to be others, are Northern Escape. And if you're following along on Instagram or TikTok or here on YouTube, you know we're going to be posting every single day when the BOGOs come out, what the buy one is and what the get one is. I'd love to hear in the chat who's going to buy the box and who's going to buy the individuals. Let me know. If you're going to buy the box, put B. If you're going to buy the individuals, put I. I'd love to hear what it is you're thinking during this BOGO time. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Northern Escape. Northern Escape is a wonderful blend of black spruce, Siberian fir, balsam fir, cedarwood, cypress, hinoki, nootka, kananga, just wonderful. That feeling of being bathed in a forest. We talked, I think it was even last week, a little bit about why forest bathing is so important. It's that idea of just breathing deeply, relaxing, really being able to kind of incorporate that clean, fresh air and that evergreen smell into our lungs, into our bodies. It really can ratchet down the stress. And our Northern Escape is no different. Again, we're going for an oil for relaxation. So it looks to me like we've got three things going on. We've got relaxation, anti-stress, anti-anxious feelings, maybe anti-sadness, and then we've got our metabolism support. And then the third thing we have going on is metabolism support. And the third thing is making sure our muscles and bones and joints are supported as we begin our new routines. So if you're using your Northern Escape, I'm going to encourage you, use it on the back of your neck, use it on the soles of your feet, diffuse. You really want to get those oils into your lungs. You can apply them right here on the chest. And on the back, you could put them right over your heart if you wanted to. I would be using your Northern Escape, honestly, from now through probably the end of February, just those whenever the evergreens are going to be really bracing and fresh. And right now in the US, at least where I am, it's about 0 degrees centigrade. So the temperature has started to really drop. It might be 1, but I think it hit 0 last night. So we're getting that nice, clean, fresh air, but probably not as many evergreens as you would get if you actually walked into a forest. You want to use this for mental stress, for cluttered thinking, anything that we want to just free up our minds, releasing any tension, releasing feelings of disappointment or sadness. This is a wonderful oil for you to be using. You can use it in your bath routine, adding some essential drops into your, if you're a bather, like in a bathtub, put it right into the water. If you're a shower, just drop it on the floor, and as the water, and don't put it right exactly where the water falls, put it a little bit out of that. But as the shower begins to get steamy and the water begins to run, that wonderful scent will be released. So using your essential oils in many different ways to get the most of them. So in the meantime, I'm going to encourage you, take a look. If you're not following already, follow us here on YouTube. Take a look at what's coming from the BOGO box. And there will be 7 additional oils in that box, which is really super crazy. Personally, I can't wait. But we've, as I said before, we've got our 5 already. Here we go. Cassia, Roman Chamomile, On Guard, Northern Escape, and Deep Blue. Super cool. I'm really excited. Stay tuned. We'll have a lot more information for you as the day progresses. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and see you back here next week. Bye-bye now.